Good Monday morning, everyone. Hope you had a great weekend. It's hard to believe it's already April 20th, but we're doing a great job staying home and staying safe, and hopefully this will all be over soon and we can kind of get things back to normal again.
On Friday, we said today we would speak with Matthew Nestor, but we're having a technical difficulty, and so we'll feature him later in the week. Today, we're going to instead talk to Debbie Starkey from People First of Ripley. And we'll find out what she is doing to keep busy during all of this COVID-19, staying home and staying safe, and her involvement in People First.
That's all coming up in a few minutes. But first, we want to remind you that we keep our information constantly updated, both on the page you're watching now, People First of West Virginia, and on our website, www.peoplefirstwv.org.
That's right, Liz. The information changes daily and sometimes hourly, whether it is from the federal government or Governor Jim Justice or the local health department. We keep a list of links to all of the most updated information straight from the source, so you don't have to rely on what someone heard. You will get the right information from the CDC, Social Security, IRS, West Virginia Department of Education, State Health Department, etc.
And we're also concerned with your physical and mental health and safety. You may have been doing okay up till now, but as the days continue to go by, it might start to feel overwhelming. So while we certainly want you to stay home and safe and keep washing your hands, make sure you do things to relax and take your mind off things. If you do need help, there are links for WV211 from the United Way, Help for West Virginia, and other agencies that you can call in your area if you have any mental health concerns.
And so you don't have to listen to a whole program to find a favorite interview or the mindfulness or the music. We have a section below on the links page for those things that are separated out so you can enjoy them whenever you like. But now it's time for today's interview. Well, joining us today is Debbie Starkey. We've been trying to go around all of the different groups in West Virginia, and Debbie is with the Ripley group of People First and in Jackson County. And so thank you for joining us today, Debbie. We were just checking with all the different groups to find out how you've been managing through all of this, staying at home and staying safe. How things been going for you?
Okay. Fewer people at church when I do go.
Talk about what you would typically be doing, how many days a week, and then how that has impacted you because of the virus.
Normally I work in Jackson County. Well, I live in Roane County, work in Jackson County. And I normally work there 3 days a week, Monday, Tuesday, and Friday. But I'm not working now because when they cut back on JCDC and then later they closed down.
If they were open, does the bus, you use a bus service to get there, is that still available as well? So even if they were open, you would be able to get there, or would you have to have a
they're only doing, right now the bus is only doing medical stuff for like people, what Jason used to be a long time ago, dialysis. I don't know much about that. He knows more about that stuff than I do, but dialysis and stuff.
Okay, so it used to be more medical. Okay, so even if the place was open, it would be more difficult. So this has had a major negative impact on your normal daily routine.
And then I used to go to the COA building 2 days, 1 day a week, and now I don't go there anymore because they closed it down. Not the first week I was off, but the second week I was off, they closed them down.
Yeah, so we definitely are facing a lot of changes, and many of us have not as many opportunities to do things in the community, so we're making up for that by doing different things at home. What are some of the things that you're doing at home during the day to help fill up your time and really just make you feel good?
I usually play with the dog here lately. I've been playing with the dog.
Well, now give us more detail. What kind of dog do you have? How old's the dog, and what does he do?
We gotta have part Chihuahua and part Jack Russell.
No.
How old?
Couple years, I think. Almost 2 years old. Yeah, we got him, and I've been playing with him today.
I heard a rumor that you might play a musical instrument. What musical instrument do you play?
I'm trying to learn the guitar.
Very good. How are you learning to play it?
Well, I was going to COA one time, learning a few notes, couple notes, not a whole lot.
Mhm. Is it relaxing for you?
Yeah, pretty much. Learn a few notes on that, and been doing a lot of cleaning the house.
What is the COA, just for reference?
Community on Aging.
So what else do you do? I know that you've talked in the past when we were going to do fundraisers for the People First group there that maybe you were going to sew or crochet or knit. Talk about some of the other things that you're doing besides learning to play guitar.
I've learned how to knit mittens. I've learned how to use double-pointed needles. I've learned double-pointed needles now. That's what you do when you make mittens.
Oh, very good.
What was your interest in learning that?
I was at the library one day, and I saw somebody making a dishcloth, and that's my first thing I ever learned to make was a dishcloth. But I can teach how to make a scarf. I can teach scarves. A simple scarf.
That sounds like something we might be able to do in the future for People First. That might be a great something that we do as part of the conference, or just something that we could record so that people could learn online how to do that. If you'd be willing to work with it.
I think a recording would be good, because sometimes it seems like with a class, you either get a lot of people want to do it, you get very few people want to do it. You get one extreme or the other, seems like.
How long would it take you to teach somebody? Is it something you could do in an hour? Does it take longer than that? Or is it something, because people may want the recording so they can play it over and over again. So talk about the details of how long a class it would take.
It would depend on how far they want to go with learning. If they just want to learn scarf, I could probably teach a scarf in 5 minutes, how to make a scarf. A scarf I could teach in 5 minutes, but it'd take longer than 5 minutes to make the scarf.
Well, it sounds like you have a lot of skills and you are able to find things to do at home. Let's switch gears a little bit and talk about how you got involved in People First and why you think People First is important.
Well, one day I was at work and somebody was doing meetings, and I joined the meeting there where I was at work.
Very good. And what kept you going? What do you like about People First? Why do you think it's important?
It's about making decisions and stuff, and I think that people with disabilities should be able to make decisions.
And why is that important? Why is it important for people with disabilities to make decisions?
Because if you don't make a decision in every minute of your life, then you're told what to do every minute. If you don't make a decision about anything.
Whenever we go to Charleston or when we go places, you have a pretty strong view of how people with disabilities should be treated, because unfortunately there are people who see people without disabilities one way and people with disabilities a different way. What is your view of how people should be treated out in the community and everyone being included? Because whether it's in Charleston or when we're at a conference or we're at a meeting and someone says, well, people believe this about people with disabilities, you're instant to stop and say, wait a minute, that isn't right. So what is your general view, and what should we do to continue letting people know about people with disabilities and being able to be included like everybody else?
I think if it's possible, then they should be included. If possible, sometimes some disabilities are harder to include than others, but if possible, they should be included.
Are there places where you see that doesn't happen, and what's your thoughts about that?
Well, if somebody's blind, they could offer Braille if that's possible. If it's possible, something could be printed in Braille or have it recorded. They could have a tape recorder and record it, somebody's deaf, then have it written down what you're saying.
What about other disabilities? What other ways should people be included in their community?
I would like to see the capital it be more easier for people where you'd have like one way, everybody going the same way, versus having one section where wheelchair goes, people uses wheelchairs goes, and another section where people uses steps go. I'm like, why not just make it one way? Everybody get there using a ramp or something. That's just how I feel. Somebody's wheelchair or uses a wheelchair.
Right. So what I'm hearing you say is that everyone should have access to all parts of our community, whether you have a disability or don't have a disability.
I find it harder with participating for the older people in church things because they don't know how to use the internet, with the older ones.
Well, being older, I understand that. So maybe that's something that we can concentrate on through People First, is getting people better educated and aware of the tools that they have through the internet.
Are there any other accessibility things? You mentioned the Capitol and ramps and things. Are there other barriers that are in place that keep people from being able to be part of their community and be included?
Transportation. Right now, there's no, the little canal bus is just only taking people to that one building in Ripley, the one dialysis building. That's all they're doing right now.
So my very last question is, what are you doing to keep yourself stress-free or lower your stress when you're stuck at home a little bit more because of COVID-19?
Call up a friend.
Very good.
Sometimes
so
I'll call up a friend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sometimes I'll call up a friend.
Wonderful.
Are you doing any baking or cooking or anything?
Well, Mom tried her hand at making candy, and I'm going to try to show her how to make some of that peanut butter candy, because what she made was more like taffy.
Well, if you ever need a taste tester, Doug and I are available.
Yes.
Yeah.
Peanut butter candy expert and member of People First of Ripley, Debbie Starkey, joining us today to talk a little bit about her involvement as to and getting involved with People First, and how this has kind of disrupted, like it has many people, the COVID-19, and how she is managing to keep busy. And we appreciate your time, Debbie, and thank you for involvement with People First.
Thanks, Debbie.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
That was a lot of great information, and we want to keep providing you interviews that are helpful. If you have an idea for someone we can talk to, just let us know. And if you are doing something fun like gardening or making crafts or painting or even baking, send us pictures. We'd love to see them and share them with everyone.
And if it's something that you think others might like, share the recipe with us. We can share it with everyone that everyone can bake, because I know lots of people have been trying out new things while they're all at home.
Thanks for joining us again today. Talk to you tomorrow.
Just do a little mindful moment with everyone, something that they can come back to. So that's what I'm going to do right now. What I'd like everyone to do is, it's very important breath, is taking those nice deep breaths, filling the lungs up completely with air. So what we're going to do is, I just want you to gently, you can close your eyes if you're comfortable. If not, then just leave them, just kind of gaze down and take a nice deep breath. Fill those lungs full of air. And then what I want you to think about is, as you inhale, I want you to think of pulling in the light and the love that's in the world today, because we do have it. And then as you exhale, I want you to release any type of anxiety or stress that you have. Just let it flow out of your body with that exhale. And then as you're breathing those nice deep breaths, I want you to focus on a light. It's just a little tiny light right now in front of you. But as you breathe, that light gets bigger. And as that light gets bigger, you feel the warmth of it. It starts filling your body with warmth and love. You feel it all the way down to your toes. And as this blankets you, this nice warmth, this feeling of warmth, what I want you to think is, may I be happy? May I be healthy. May I be safe. May I live with ease. May I be at peace. And then just remember all that. Remember this light. I want you to really place it in your mind and be able to go back to this light. Feel this light filling you and covering you with safety and security, and you feel that love and the light that's in the world. And always remember, may I be happy, may I be healthy, may I be safe, may I live with ease, may I be at peace. And this is what I wish for all my friends out there today. Peace begins with me.